Audi. Experience a new Audi A3 today. Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Toyota's website for deals via Toyota.com. DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of your Boston Red Sox. Hotel Transylvania 2 in theaters September the 25th. The Kia Sorrento. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at Southwest.com. Welcome back to the Rogers Center in Toronto as the Red Sox and Blue Jays begin this three-game weekend series. As the Blue Jays have taken the field, let's check out the visiting Red Sox starting lineup. It's brought to you by your Eastern Hyundai dealers. Hitting it off and in right field is Mookie Betts with Brock Holt at third base batting second. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop after having 2 days off. David Ortiz, the DH, with Travis Shaw at first base. Rusney Castillo in left field bats sixth. Blake Swihart does the catching with Josh Rutledge at second base batting eighth. And Jackie Bradley Jr. in center field bats ninth. The Blue Jays starting pitcher presented by New England Nissan dealers. Marcus Stroman back on the mound. After being on the DL, this will be his second start. He is 1-0 with a 5.40 ERA. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts in that first outing lasting 5 innings. And in 3 starts against Boston in his career, he's 3-0 with a 1.25 earned run average.
The Blue Jays defense is brought to you by DraftKings, and they are 6th in the American League with 77 errors on the season. Josh Donaldson will be at third base. Ryan Goins the shortstop. Cliff Pennington at second, and Justin Smoke the first baseman. Left to right, Ben Revere, Kevin Pillar, and Jose Batista, and Russell Martin doing the catching for Stroman.
Mark Rippinger has a play calling the balls and strikes with Dan Iasanya at first base, Alan Porter at second base, and Brian O'Nora, the crew chief, is at third. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Well, they're expecting another big crowd here in Toronto. They have sold out 8 of the last 9 games here, and certainly the excitement in the city has been enormous with this Blue Jays team.
Yeah, it really has. You could tell yesterday when we got in on a day off. I mean, many more people wearing Blue Jay stuff, and you know, this place filling up now as we get toward the end of the season. They believe in this ball club. They believe it can go to the playoffs and be very successful in the playoffs, and they're very good baseball fans. You have to remember that from their glory years.
Well, they have a 3.5 game lead atop the American League East as Mookie Betts stands in to get it started. 288, 15 homers, and 71 runs driven in. Stroman ready to work, and the first pitch of the ball game is going to miss. And we are underway. First home start of 2015 after returning from his left knee surgery, torn ACL, suffered in spring training. So great to have him back with the Blue Jays manager John Gibbons.
That's a big boost heading down the stretch and going into the playoffs for the Blue Jays.
1-1 pitch is going to miss, a tad low. 2-1.
The thing about Stroman too is he only made a couple of rehab starts to get into the fire against the Yankees last time out. You gave those numbers in that outing.
Falls behind Betts here, 3-1. Blue Jays first round pick, 22nd overall back in 2012. Some of the great numbers he's had against Boston over the years. And that is going to pick up the outside edge. Full count. Rookie in 13 September games at .415. And a foul at the plate as he gets a piece.
Right down the middle of the plate on the 3-2 count, and Betts able to just foul it off. Pretty good pitch to hit right there, 3-2. It should be. Don't want to walk the leadoff man.
Fouled off again. Bat, one hand coming off the bat there for Betts.
Had a bit of movement so far on those fastballs that Stroman is throwing in this game. His fastball is not straight. It's got a little tail to it, and he'll be 90+ with it.
Stroman again with a payoff pitch. And that is in there for strike 3. That's Stewart takes with him the first strikeout for Stroman, almost like he was looking for something else.
Yeah, well, I think the comeback really hurt Betts a little bit. Watch this ball come back to the plate. It starts out, it looks like it's going to be outside, then that movement brings it back to the inside part of the plate. You see the rotation on the baseball.
So one down here in the first inning brings up Brock Holt. Well, getting the start at third base tonight, hitting at 280. 2 homers and 40 runs batted in. And a breaking ball on the ground right side. It is picked by the first baseman Smoke, but Stroman gets over there. Good thing he did, because Smoke was ranging over to the second base side at first. 2 down.
Yeah, Stroman doing his job. Anything to the right side. The pitcher is trained to get over to first base. That's exactly what he does. A breaking ball that time, the slider, and Stroman off very quickly. Very good athlete. And a nice underhand feed right there by Justin Smoke, the first baseman. Perfect.
Again, coming off the knee surgery and being out all year, but got over there to first base quickly. 2 down here in the first, and it brings up Xander Bogaerts. Xander takes it right at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. 321, 5 homers and 72 runs batted in. Wild swing and a miss there.
He left the slider on the inside part of the plate. Good pitch to hit, but no contact by Bogaerts. As the breaking ball is supposed to be down and away, but stays inside.
Oh, it bounces well before the plate. Xander's second in the league in batting average to start the day, only behind Miguel Cabrera, hitting at .335. And Bogaerts second in batting average. As far as hits go, he is second to Jose Altuve of the Houston Astros, 175 on the year. Stroman with the 1-2 pitch. On the ground, back to Stroman. Steps and throws to first for the out. As a 1-2-3 first inning, the Jays are coming up. First inning, the Red Sox starting pitcher presented by your local New England Audi dealers. Rick Porcello on the mound tonight. Porcello makes his 25th start, 8-12 with a 5.06 ERA, 122 Ks to 33 walks, and opponents hitting at 283. as Ben Revere takes strike one. The win last time out Saturday at Tampa Bay, 7 innings, giving up 3 runs in that outing, struck out 8. Well, Revere has been doing a very good job of leading off here for the Jays. 305 average in the month of August. Overall 321 with a home run, 12 runs batted in. This is down the right field line towards the corner, but foul.
This is already the 4th time that Porcello has faced the Blue Jays this season. 2-1, 6.06 ERA. They have hit 5 home runs off him in 16 1/3 innings.
Up and away, and now Porcello with a full count to the first batter that he faces tonight.
Yeah, trying to go to that curveball on the 2-2 count and just really slipping out of the hand of Porcello.
Josh Donaldson waiting on deck. Jays batting here in the first. And a swing and a miss. Porcello able to strike out Revere. Let's check out the rest of the Toronto Blue Jays starting 9. Their lineup is brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Josh Donaldson will be coming up after Ben Revere. Donaldson at third base with Jose Bautista in right. Edwin Encarnacion the DH with Justin Smoke at first base. Russell Martin doing the catching with Ryan Goins at shortstop. Kevin Pillar at center field bats 8th, and Cliff Pennington at second base bats 9th. Of course, the Jays are without Troy Tulowitzki. The shoulder blade injury that has him out of the lineup right now, and that's a big blow for the Jays because he is a big part of what they've been able to do here at the end of the year. Donaldson's a big part of what they've been able to do here in Toronto. The 0-1 pitch. He goes around for strike 2. Injury to Troy Tulowitzki that has him currently on the disabled list. Of course, the Red Sox saw him play with the Jays at Fenway Park. After the injury occurred, and he was in some pain and going to be out a little while here for the Jays. Not as bad as they first thought. The 0-2 pitch. And a liner to right field, and that's going to get in for a base hit. So Porcello got ahead, but the base hit for Donaldson the other way.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. 87 errors on the season puts them 11th in the league. Brock Holt will be at third base. Xander Bogaerts to shortstop. Josh Rutledge at second, and Travis Shaw, the first baseman. Left to right, Rusney Castillo, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Mookie Betts, and Blake Swihart doing the catching for Porcello.
One down. Donaldson at first base brings up Jose Bautista. 250, 35 home runs, and 102 runs batted in. We highlighted this big 3 for the Blue Jays, and Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion. Trio that may be the best 3 in the majors. In there for a strike, and it's 1-1. 10 for 25 against Rick Porcello in his career, including a home run, 5 RBIs. Rick was roughed up here earlier this season, with 2 innings, giving up 7 runs in that outing against the Jays. Four and 6 in his career with a 5.07 ERA and 11 career games, 10 starts against Toronto. Back to the bag is Donaldson.
And Donaldson will run every once in a while. 6 steals has not been caught. It's one thing you want to make sure when you're hitting a running in front of Bautista, you don't get thrown out, because this guy's got a chance to put 2 quick runs on the board.
In there for strike 2. Now Porcello winning his last 2 outings at home against Toronto, going 7 1/3, giving up 4 runs, 3 earned, and then last time out at Tampa Bay as part of this road trip, going 7 strong innings, giving up 3. His ground ball through the left side into left field. Base hit for Bautista as Donaldson takes second base.
And the base hit by Donaldson was on a fastball that was inside. This time it's a breaking ball. Looks like the curveball from Porcello that also stays inside. And this time Bautista topping it between third and shortstop. Well, the high batting average numbers for Bautista continue against Porcello.
2 on, 1 away, and brings up Edwin Encarnacion. DH at 275, 33 homers and 100 RBIs. They almost picked off Donaldson at second base. Coming in was Rutledge from second.
See Rutledge creeping toward the bag, and that play was either put on by the catcher or the pitcher and second baseman prior to the play.
Strike called. Encarnacion didn't think so. Nine for 23 against Porcello at .391. Cleans it out, but foul. He's out ahead of it. Well, it's time for tonight's twisted but true fact. The Blue Jays have 3 players this season with at least 30 home runs and 100 RBIs. Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion. There are only 3 other players with those numbers across the rest of Major League Baseball. Twisted Tea is the hard iced tea. Tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted. You combine that with much better pitching for the Blue Jays this year, and they find themselves atop the American League East by 3.5 games over the Yankees. 0-2 pitch.
Yeah, that's one thing I think, Don, that goes overlooked a little bit. We know how good this offense is, and it's great. And there's no question about that. But the pitching has been so much better for John Gibbons this season than it has been in the past. That's what gives them a 3.5 game lead over the Yankees at this point.
5th best earned run average in the league with 3.81. Their ERA as a team collectively. Astros leading the American League in that category at 3.52. The pitching staff that has gotten even better now. The addition of Marcus Stroman, who we see tonight starting for the Blue Jays. Porcello trying to get out of a first inning jam with Donaldson at second base. Bautista at first, 1 out. And a ground ball towards second could get him out of it. Rutledge to second for 1. On to first for 2. A double play. This is what he needed. We're through 1 without a score. Ortiz leading it off. And Travis Shaw, Rusney Castillo be along here in the second. And 1-2-3 first inning for Marcus Stroman. And Ortiz fouling it off himself painfully. Now, David Ortiz is subject of our Lowe's Never Stop Improving profile. Before the All-Star break in 80 games, .231 average with 15 home runs and 43 RBIs. But since the All-Star break, 53 games, a .339 average with 20 home runs and 54 runs batted in.
That really is amazing. The second half of the season to have that high a batting average for Ortiz, who has to work against that shift every time up.
He's in a lot of pain.
That ball got him pretty good. Right off the foot, I believe. And right foot. Yep, right off the top of it.
David staying in the game for now. Pearson, the trainer, out there checking on him along with Torey Lovullo. Stroman had a strikeout in the first inning, getting Mookie Betts looking ahead here of Ortiz. 0-1. And a breaking ball this time fouled off. 0-2. .15 career appearances at the Rogers Center for Stroman. And a pop-up this time left side of the infield. Josh Donaldson, equidistant between second and third, makes the catch. Well, the Red Sox family 4-packs are back in the special package. Fans get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for $75. This great deal is even available for Fred Lynn bobblehead night on Tuesday night. Tickets are available at redsox.com/family 4-packs.
You know, when you watch Stroman pitch, you're watching a guy with a lot of energy. He's one of those guys that bounces around the mound. He's talking to DeMalo Hale about him today. He says, you know, he's got a little swagger to him, and he says, but it's not a bad thing. He doesn't use it in a bad way. And he was very, very impressed. Because DeMalo, the bench coach for the Blue Jays.
A lot of energy. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, and he's been so anxious to get back on the mound.
.2-0 pitch. And that'll sail outside on him. Travis Shaw batting here with 1 out, bases empty. .263 with 11 home runs, 25 runs batted in for Shaw. There's a strike, 3-1. Shaw had a quiet series against Baltimore, going 1 for 11 in that series. Strike call, borderline right there. It's a full count.
Yeah, a little bit of a gift call right there for Stroman as he gets the benefit of the call up and away from Travis Shaw around the 3-1 count.
Appearing in 49 games is Shaw, 3 different positions. And he earns the walk here with 1 out. First base runner of the night for Boston. So 1 out, 1 on, and that takes us to Rusney Castillo. Rusney getting the start in left field tonight. .279. 5 home runs and 28 runs batted in. Kevin Pillar, the center fielder, over towards right center. 25th pitch by Stroman. The first outing only threw 78 pitches in 5 innings at New York against the Yankees. The 24-year-old from Medford, New York. 2-0.
Only reason that wasn't called a strike because it was a breaking ball. If that had been a fastball, they would have got the strike call. Instead, it was a high breaking ball and in the zone, but not getting the call.
Swing and a miss. The pitch headed down and away. Strike two.
Once again, that fastball moving back inside, as you can see on Castillo right there, and a good job by Russell Martin to catch that ball properly.
On the ground towards shortstop. Goins is going to go to second base. They get the lead runner. It looked like he was going to go to first, but he gets the lead runner in Shaw. 2 down in the inning.
That's a very good play by Goins because you get a potential runner out of scoring position. I thought the same thing, Don. I thought he was just going to first base. That's the way he was set up, but then quickly turned, realized he had time with Shaw going to second base, not a quick runner, and able to get the force play, keep that man out of scoring position at second base.
So Goins has done a fabulous job in replacing Tulowitzki. There's some incredible plays defensively. And a first pitch strike into Blake Swihart. Toronto getting in very late last night. They had some plane difficulties and were on the ground in Atlanta for quite some time last night. Didn't get back until around 4:45 this morning. Finishing up a series against the Braves. There's a ground ball towards first base. Justin Smoke will take it himself to the bag and end the inning. Done with 1.5 tonight from Toronto. We are scoreless. (1993). So a lot riding on this final couple weeks here of the season for the Blue Jays, who right now have a 3.5 game lead atop the AL East and playing great baseball as Justin Smoke leads it off here in the bottom of the second inning. 223, 16 homers and 49 runs batted in.
I like what the Blue Jays did today. You know, you talked about their travel problems coming home last night, and we all know what it feels like to get home at that time in the morning. And, you know, a lot of times the teams will call off batting practice the next day. The Blue Jays didn't do that. And I think that's a wise thing to do, because you get out there and you get your blood going a little bit. You get, kind of the grogginess away as you take some BP, take some ground balls. You don't overwork yourself, but just get going a little bit to get ready for the ball game.
Strike 3 call. Smoke Newitt takes with him the second strikeout for Porcello.
And Porcello going to the fastball to pick up the strikeout. The first strikeout was a changeup. That was to Ben Revere. This was the fourth seam fastball right here, or the cross seam fastball, I should say, for the strikeout.
One down here in the second inning brings up Russell Martin. Catcher at 241 coming into tonight's action. Been a big part of the new look Blue Jays this year. Well, it picks up the outside corner for strike 1. 241, 20 homers and 68 runs batted in.
Martin has had his problems against Porcello. 1 for 14 in his career.
He's always very good defensively. 38.1% caught stealing. 24 attempted base stealers have been gunned down, and 63 attempts. First in the American League. On the ground, slowly by the mound, and it's going to be Holt who cuts it off and throws out Russell Martin. Well, nice play by Holt there to cut it off, and they're 2 away. MLB.TV Premium is the #1 live streaming sports service. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in True HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Now Brock Holt in the lineup tonight for the Red Sox. Sandoval off. He's battling the flu and feeling under the weather, so not in the lineup tonight. And Brock Holt gets to start at third base. Dustin Pedroia, just a regular scheduled day off for him on the turf.
Torey Lovullo saying the turf certainly a factor in trying to keep that hamstring situation where it is, and coming back healthy and strong. No reason to spend too much time on this turf. As Goins fouls it off to the left, out of play. Goins at 245 coming into tonight's game. 5 homers and 40 runs batted in, playing at shortstop. And the key to Porcello keeping the ball down and getting a lot of ground ball outs, and so far so good in that category. As this pitch is up, however, and bunted at. Or no, was not, saying Honora at third base said he didn't offer. Thought he might have. And Torey Lovullo was saying that it was a foul ball. I thought it was too.
Let's take another look. Ball's up in the zone.
Nope.
No, there's no contact with the barrel of the bat at all. And I don't think he bunted at him. Let's take another look there. No, he pulled back. So everything's good.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. That's going to miss downstairs. Dustin Pedroia with the night off, at least to begin the ball game. He's likely back in there tomorrow for game 2. He played late day baseball tomorrow, 4 p.m. start here in Toronto. There's a grounder down the first baseline to Travis Shaw. He'll flip to Porcello for the out. That ends the inning. 1-2-3 seconds or 2 without a score. Message and data rates may apply. One message per vote. Visit NESN.com/terms for terms and conditions as well as privacy policy. Well, Josh Rutledge leading it off and taking strike one. We'll pick up the bottom of the zone, 0-2. Rutledge, Bradley Jr., and Mookie Betts. Off the end of the bat, foul. Red Sox have been held hitless through the first 2 innings. They have a base runner in the second inning on the Travis Shaw walk. Stroman works quickly. Just missed. 1-2.
Tried to bring that fastball back to the outside part of the plate and just missed.
Broken bat liner caught at third by Donaldson. Went up to get it and brought it back down with him. Sent it down to Guerin.
Thanks, John. The announcement was made today that the Red Sox will play 2 exhibition games at Montreal's Olympic Stadium on April 1st and 2nd of 2016 against the Blue Jays. Interim manager Torey Lovullo said they are all very excited to play in Montreal. Jerry, what memories do you have of playing there?
Actually, Guerin, I played there and announced there, and I totally enjoyed both experiences. I really did. We went up for exhibition games as a player. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the city very much. The ballpark, not great, obviously, and then I went up and I did games as an announcer, and it was really fun because we had mostly Boston fans there.
Yeah, a ton of people came to see the Red Sox that weekend and from Vermont, and it was unbelievable. I mean, that was one of the most well-traveled games we've seen over the years.
See, it sounds like they're on the track to get a team again.
And this will be the 3rd straight year the Blue Jays have gone up there for an exhibition game at the end of spring training.
They've got to get a ballpark, though. They have to get a ballpark.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Gets away from Martin, but not too far away, and he lobs it to first. Second strikeout for Stroman. 2 down.
Broken bat line drive off the bat of Rutledge and Donaldson. You can see him positioned there as he goes up. Right at the apex of his jump. Makes the catch. Bat also heading out in that direction, the barrel of the bat.
So right at the top is what you're saying.
The apex. Yes. I think that's the very top.
I like it. 2 down for Mookie Betts. He struck out swinging in the first inning. 1 of 2 Ks for Marcus Stroman on the night. Stroman has retired 4 in a row. On a strike now to Betts. Betts is now hit safely in 27 of his last 29 games. Getting back to August the 14th. And a base hit through the left side. First hit of the night for Boston comes with 2 outs here in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, Mookie Betts gets the breaking ball, does a good job staying back on it, and gets good solid contact in that hole between 3rd and short. There's the breaking ball right there. You see the spin on it, but Betts with the head right on the baseball. And makes good solid contact right there for the base hit. So, gee, Mookie has a stolen base in him here with a couple of outs in the inning.
I'm trying to get that longest hit streak.
Is that against Toronto?
It is against Toronto.
Yeah, where is Mookie?
I believe he's 3rd. You got Wade Boggs and then some other guy at the top.
Ways to go, yeah.
I think that mark is untouchable. Pitch is inside, and it is 2-0. Ball grounded out to Justin Smoke at first base, 0 for 1. 3-0. Stroman has walked one through 2 2/3. That was Travis Shaw in the second inning. Xander Bogaerts waiting on deck. Red Sox batting here in the third. There's a strike right down the middle. Big lead at first for Betts. 1 foot on the carpet. Taken off as the pitch is a strike. Throw is a good one, and he is out. We told you about Russell Martin. He's just gone down another would-be base stealer. 2.5 done without a score.
To run on because it's going to be a fastball usually, and if it's taken by the hitter, it becomes a very difficult pitch to steal on. Russell Martin making a perfect throw to second base to gun down Mookie Betts. That tag on the knee before the foot got to the bag.
Well, Kevin Pillar leads it off and takes strike one. Pillar 261, 10 homers and 47 runs batted in. Second on the team in multi-hit games, and lines this a fair ball down the left field line. Into the corner, Rusney Castillo will dig it out, but digging his way to second base for a double is Kevin Pillar to open up the bottom of the third inning.
Pillar has been tough on Porcello his whole career. 429 coming into the game against Porcello, and he cleans out an inside fastball right over the glove of Holt, all the way down to the corner. Pillar has really played good baseball against the Red Sox all season long. Very good speed as he heads into second base, although he didn't need it on that particular double.
Third hit of the night for the Blue Jays, and it brings up Cliff Pennington. He's bunting at it, and right in front of the plate, it is a fair ball. Swihart looked at third, but goes to first. And Pillar gets to third with one out.
Now it's interesting because for a team that hits a lot of home runs, they also sacrifice a lot. They have 5th in the American League in sacrifice bunts. And Swihart had to pick that ball up. He couldn't wait to see if that was going to go foul. You're talking about 2 men on base. So a very good job done right there by Pennington to get the ball down. Swihart has to pick it up and has to go to first to get the out.
So 1 down, Pilar 90 feet away, and here is Ben Revere. Second time through the lineup now for Rick Porcello. There is strike 1. We're coming into the game hitting at .321 since joining the Blue Jays. It's a ground ball to first base. Shaw is going to tag the bag at first. Pilar scores from third, and the Blue Jays strike first, take a 1-0 lead. Shaw took a look but decided he didn't have a play and made the put out at first base. It's 1-0 Blue Jays.
Now the biggest mistake you can make there is throw home, because you're not going to get the man at home plate. You possibly open up a big inning. Take the out. The ball was hit on 2 slow hops. You can sit the Shore at first base. Now he does look, he does think about it, but he makes the correct play by going to first base, because they would not have had Pilar at home plate.
Josh Donaldson batting with 2 down. He singled to right field in the first inning.
There's Pilar at third base going right away as soon as the ball is in contact, and you had no chance to get him. Not the way the ball was hit.
40th pitch for Porcello is dribbled down the third baseline. Holt will let it go foul. Unfortunately for the Red Sox, it did. DraftKings.com is paying out over $300 million this baseball season. DraftKings has given out $34 million to Boston residents alone since the site launched. Get your free entry into a one-day fantasy baseball contest today using promo code NESSON. Ball and a strike to Josh Donaldson. 2 down here in the third inning. Strike over the inside corner. Well, it's in the dirt, and it evens up at 2-2. Nelson has one of 3 Blue Jays hits. Bautista has a hit of his own as he waits on deck, stretching it out. Mets and Yankees are meeting this weekend. They're tied 1-1. The top of the third inning. Did he go? No, he did not, says Dan Iasanya, the Connecticut native.
Not very close that time from Donaldson, but I believe the correct call.
Ground ball out towards shortstop. Bogaerts plays the high hop off the artificial surface and throws out Donaldson. A run for the Blue Jays. 1-0 Toronto. Let's make good things happen. Watch how good things are happening to local people at easternbank.com/goodthingshappen. Blue Jays on top 1-0. Brock Holt leads it off and grounds one to second base. Pennington throws him out. Holt retired 4-3 on one pitch. And that'll bring up Xander Bogaerts. 0 for 1, grounded out to the mound in the first inning. Bogaerts third in the major leagues with 175 hits. Trailing Jose Altuve at 178 and D. Gordon at 184. Set at 301 against right-handers, 378 against lefties. And down in the count, 0-2.
That's a good running fastball again, that time upstairs to Bogaerts.
Line to right, and that's going to get in for a base hit. Bautista over to play it on the backhand. Bogaerts holds with a one-out single, and the Red Sox get their second hit of the night. Well, Sunday at an all-new Nesson clubhouse. Find out what prank David Ortiz fell victim to as a rookie. Plus, Sox catcher Blake Swihart reveals what he likes to do at home in the offseason. It's all on Sunday at 11:30 on Nesson Clubhouse, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts. Xander at first base, one down, and here is David Ortiz grounding into the shift. Pennington will go to second for one, on to first base for two. And it's Donaldson, the third baseman, around the bag at second. Eastern Bank and get $100. Just text money to 36698. Beautiful skyline of Toronto, where the Red Sox open up a 3-game weekend series. Blue Jays have a 1-0 advantage. Into the bottom of the fourth inning we go. Jose Bautista, Edwin Encarnacion, and Justin Smoke. Bautista with a single in the first inning, one of 3 Blue Jays hits on the night. Only run coming on a ground out by Ben Revere. There's a check swing grounder that'll stay foul. Bautista upset with himself, tried to hold up. Curveball that his head.
The crowd doesn't like that, but certainly no intent on a breaking ball. It just slipped. Second one tonight that slipped out of the hand of Porcello. Up over the head of Batista. See that ball almost coming out of his hand before he, got ready to release it.
Foul back, and it's a full count now. H.B. Hood salutes the Red Sox Foundation's commitment to 4,900 accredited charities throughout New England. '50th pitch, and it's just outside. So the first walk allowed by Porcello, and it's a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
That's the 97th walk of the season for Bautista.
Jed Bedouin and Encarnacion grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the first inning. There's a ground ball to third base. Holt can't field it cleanly, and it kicks into left. Had a chance for Encarnacion to ground into his second double play tonight, but Holt can't make the play.
Yeah, it goes from grass to dirt, back to artificial surface, and deflects off of Brock Holt. There you see it hit the dirt pot, and that kind of handcuffs him right there. That'll go as an error on Holt, and very quickly a couple of men on.
Justin Smoak, 2 on, nobody out. Smoak, a strikeout victim. In the second inning, he went looking. There's Porcello, 5 for 14 in his career. A lot of these Blue Jays with some pretty good numbers against Rick Porcello, but so far so good. He's only given up the 1 run. 2-0.
Trying to get that ground ball down in the zone and get the Smoke to chase it and try to get a double play to minimize the damage here in the fourth inning. You see clearly there he's going down, trying to get a ground ball, trying to get a pitch down around the knees.
Line to left center field. This is trouble. It's going to get down into the alley and head to the track of the wall. Bautista will score. Encarnacion being waved around. Throw from shallow center field is going to be not in time. 2 more runs for the Blue Jays, who take a 3-0 lead on the double by Justin Smoak.
Well, we talked about getting a pitch down in the zone. That's exactly what Porcello did. A fastball down, but very good hitting there by Smoak. Goes down with it, that slight uppercut swing, and finds that gap between Jackie Bradley Jr. and Rusney Castillo. 2 runs will come across the score. Bautista, Encarnacion, 3-0 ball game. And still nobody out here in the fourth.
Russell Martin, who grounded out to shortstop in the second inning, takes ball 1. To the backhand goes Swihart to reel that in. Well, started with a leadoff walk here in the fourth inning. And this cue at third base, both costly as both those runners score. And there's still nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 2-0. So in the midst of a meeting with himself in behind the hill. Inside, spins into the deck. Down he goes.
And that'll certainly get your attention on a 2-0 count. I mean, that's the last thing you're expecting is a fastball up and in. You're expecting a fastball out over the plate.
Ooh.
Another pitch that just got away from Porcello.
Watch your face. On the corner, and it's 3-1. The inning breakdown for him, ERA by inning. Middle portion has been his greatest nemesis, and here he is in the 4th inning, giving up 2 runs already. Off balance cut there, full count.
Martin sitting on the fastball, 3-1, doesn't get it, gets the slider from Porcello. Big swing and miss.
4th full count of the night for Porcello. 2 strikeouts and a walk to this point. That walk coming in this inning to get it started. Martin strikes out as he lunges after that pitch. So the 3rd strikeout for Porcello, needed that. It's the first out of the inning.
Man, completely fooled him again. I mean, you know, he goes to back-to-back breaking balls. And that's the last thing that Martin was expecting. He was expecting fastballs in those situations. Didn't get one.
Swihart going to the mound as they get ready to deal with Ryan Goins. Goins 0 for 1, grounded out to Travis Shaw at first base in the 2nd inning. And the breaking ball missing high. .423 since August the 4th for Goins with runners in scoring position. So Justin Smoak at second base with 1 out. There's a strike, 1-1. Goins hooks this to deep right field. Betts going back at the wall, off the wall, quickly by him. From second base, Smoak will score. Thinking 3 is Goins. Throw to third base. He will get there safely. Blue Jays take a 4-0 lead.
I'll give Goins credit. I mean, he got on top of a high changeup that time. Not a good pitch by Porcello. And he puts it on a line. There's the changeup grip, and that ball stays upstairs. He keeps the hands above the baseball and puts it on a line off that wall in right field. Mookie Betts going back, but he can't catch up to it. It bounces way past him, and once that does, that's going to allow Goins to get to third base. I don't know, but the Blue Jays don't look too jet-lagged to me.
Goins with a triple, drives in his 41st run of the year, gives the Blue Jays a 4-0 lead. 3 runs coming in this, the bottom of the 4th so far. Well, don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. TC, Jim Rice, and Steve Lyons will break down tonight's game. You'll hear from Rick Porcello. Whatever, whenever, wherever, who but WB Mason. So Goins at third, 1 out, and Kevin Pillar, the batter, infield in all the way around. The ball in the dirt, smothered by Swihart, able to keep it in front of him. Outside, 2-0. Pollard doubling and scoring in the third inning. Picks up the corner this time. A generous call. 2-1. Urshela coming into this outing tonight 8 and 12 individually with a 5.06 ERA. Owens gains his lead at third, and here's a fly ball to left. Not deep. Castillo coming in fact. Will make the catch, and bluffing is Goins. He draws the throw. But that time Castillo ended up too close to the infield, and there are 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, no chance at all of scoring from that point. Castillo very, very shallow when he had to make that throw to home plate. And really all it is a tag up and a bluff trying to draw a bad throw. And not a bad throw at all, so it was right to the cutoff man from Castillo.
So 2 down. Goins at third base and brings up Cliff Pennington. And the sacrifice bunt, his first time up in the third inning, that led to the Blue Jays' first run. Now he hits a ground ball foul outside of first. Owens at third, 2 down here in the fourth inning. And a swing and a miss. Elevated that fastball. 0-2. It was a 1-0 Blue Jays lead coming into this, the bottom of the fourth inning. They have scored 3 times so far, have Goins at third base. And a pitch that is down low, evens the count at 2-2. Foul back. Pennington has been a nice addition to the Blue Jays. Seemingly making all the right moves this year. Able to get his 3rd home run in a Blue Jays uniform last night in Atlanta. Now he hits a high fly ball to right field. Betts coming in. And Mookie put it away, but the Blue Jays scored 3 times in the inning, take a 4-0 lead. team join Anheuser-Busch employees to make a plan to make it home. Do whatever it takes to get home safely. A message from Budweiser. Top of the 5th inning and a first pitch strike from Marcus Stroman, who now has a 4-0 advantage. Travis Shaw, Rusney Castillo, Blake Swihart, and a fly ball to shallow left center. Pilar racing in, and it is going to drop. In between Revere and Pilar, looked like they were going to collide, but it is a base hit. The second time tonight Shaw has been on.
Yeah, Revere, I believe, had the best chance at this as he was cutting across and in. Pilar was a little bit behind him. Really, nobody could make a play on that. Perfect placement by Travis Shaw. So he's going to walk now the single to lead off the 5th inning.
Now Castillo grounds one softly down the third baseline. That's going to kick foul. Rusney reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning. 0 for 1. Starting to open the roof here tonight in Toronto. There were some thunderstorms that were making their way through during batting practice this afternoon, so they had the roof closed prior to the game, but I think they're starting to open it up. Ground ball by the mound towards second. Pennington will flip to second base, and they get the lead runner in Shaw.
Shaw didn't know what to do there because he thought he might be tagged by Pennington, so he's trying to get out of his way, which slowed him up going into second base. So Pennington did a wise thing. He just gets the force play, gets the lead man at second base. See where Shaw was. He was kind of cutting toward the infield so he wouldn't get tagged, and then the throw to first base.
One out, Castillo at first, and Blake Swihart the batter. Blue Jays defensively, double play depth, and that one ends up yanked down and in and gets away as Castillo takes second base. Wild pitch charged to Stroman.
Yeah, down around the ankles of Blake Swihart, as you can see right there. No way Martin could get to it.
Umpire Mark Rippinger actually kicked it. 1-0 pitch. And a flare foul down the left field line, out of play. Swihart grounded out to Justin Smoke at first base in the second inning. ACC football is back on NESN. The action continues tomorrow with Central Michigan at Syracuse. Kickoff begins at 12:30. Roof opening here at the Rogers Center. As a 1-1 is to center field and in for a base hit. Castillo was waiting to see if it would fall. He now just takes third base as Pilar runs it back into the infield, and Red Sox have first and third now with one out.
Yeah, both the base hits in this inning have not exactly been crushed, but very effective. Certainly the one by Shaw was dropped in between Revere and Pilar, and this one just a little flare in the center field for the base hit.
One out, first and third. Josh Rutledge, the batter. Lined out to Josh Donaldson, hit it sharply, but Donaldson leaped in the air to make the catch and robbed him. Now he takes strike one. Strike two.
Good sinking fastball again by Stroman. Wearing out the bottom of the strike zone.
Rutledge has hit safely in 8 of the last 11 games that he has started, as Jackie Bradley Jr. waits on deck. Two strikeouts for Stroman, a walk so far through 4 1/3 innings. On the ground softly, it is going to be the third baseman. Donaldson, his throw is going to be in time. Run scores as Castillo gets in. See if the Red Sox are going to challenge this.
Right away, Arnie Baylor, the first base coach, said yes, challenge it. Rutledge going down that first base line. It was a nice play by Donaldson. He did all he could. It looks like they will take a look at this.
And Asanya on the call at first base.
Safe. I think this one's going to be turned over and go the Red Sox way.
No question.
Bag hits the foot hits the bag, and then the ball hits the glove. Should not take too long. There's the foot hitting the bag, and well before the ball was in the mitt of Justin Smoke.
And he is indeed safe. So a hit and an RBI for Josh Rutledge, and the Red Sox are on the board. Scoring from third, Rusney Castillo, and it's now 4-1 Blue Jays as Jackie Bradley Jr. is coming up here with Swihart at second base, Rutledge at first. JBJ struck out swinging in the third inning, 0 for 1. And a strike at the bottom of the zone. 4-12 since August the 9th with runners in scoring position for Jackie Bradley Jr. Getting his second look tonight at Marcus Stroman. Very late swing, and it is 0-2 on the 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Stroman only went 5 innings last time out, his first outing back. His 69th pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and he's able to strike out Jackie Bradley Jr. So second out of the inning. Second time Bradley has struck out.
Yeah, he's been striking out quite a bit recently. 1 for his last 23. 2 strikeouts in the game tonight. Breaking ball, that time the fastball elevated in the zone against Jackie Bradley Jr.
Inc. Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. 2 down to the inning. Swihart at second base, Rutledge at first. And here is Mookie Betts. 1 for 2 in the ball game as he'll take a strike. And struck out looking in the first, singled in the third. Cole waiting on deck. There are 2 outs here, though, in the 5th inning. Strike on the corner.
Once again, Stroman going to that sinking fastball away. Perfect location to Mookie Betts.
the ground to shortstop. Goins will go to second base for the out that ends the inning. Red Sox get a run. It's 4-1 Toronto halfway through this one. Baseball back in Montreal. 77% saying yes, 23% no. Of course, the announcement today, the Red Sox will be playing 2 exhibition games north the border and in Montreal, the end of spring training in 2016. The top of the Blue Jays order here in the bottom of the 5th, Ben Revere. Revere 0 for 2 has struck out and grounded out. Fly ball center field. Bradley Jr. making his way back for the first out of the 5th. Well, stay tuned for Red Sox Final presented by Uno's. TC, Jim Rice, and Steve Lyons will break down the tight wild card race in the American League. One out here in the 5th brings up Josh Donaldson. 1 for 2 in the ball game tonight. A single to right in the 1st. Grounded out to shortstop in the 3rd. Foul off to the right, out of play. Sil had to throw 28 pitches in the 4th inning, faced 7 batters, and allowed 3 runs. Now a grounder off his glove, kicks out to short and Bogarts, and he'll get it to first in time to retire Donaldson. So I think he got a glove on that, changed direction a little bit.
Yeah, he did. He got a piece of the glove on it, and it deflected, fortunately for Bogarts, in the direction he was going in. Had it been deflected to the other way, obviously there'd been no play at first base, but he was heading toward first base. That's the side the baseball was on, and they get the out at first. There's a deflection off the glove of Porcello out to Bogarts.
Pitch in the dirt, and it's 1-1.
Right off that baby finger of the glove, and unfortunately Bogarts heading in that direction.
Jose Bautista's been on twice tonight. A single to left in the first. Walked and scored in the fourth inning. Encarnacion waiting on deck. 2 down here in the home half of the fifth inning. Porcello falling behind here, 3-1. Ball 4, and Bautista down to first base with 2 down in the inning.
And Porcello not happy about that call. He thought he had the outside corner. Ribbon to the home plate umpire saying it was outside. Porcello does not agree.
So a 2-out base on ball. Second time Bautista has walked tonight, and third time that he's been on base. Gives Encarnacion a chance, and he'll take it outside.
Now, at least he's been consistent with that call. Same pitch right there, and called the ball again.
Cleaned out, foul. Well ahead of that pitch. 1-1.
Tries to buzz that fastball inside to Encarnacion, but he's ready for it, but just hooks it foul.
Strike 2, 1-2. Outfield deep end straight away with Justin Smoke waiting on deck. For the first, and back to the bag is Bautista.
Yeah, Bautista's got 8 steals on the season, caught a couple of times.
Swing and a miss, and Porcello's able to strike out Encarnacion to end the inning. We played 5. It is 4-1 Blue Jays. Take a look at the box score. Four to 1 Toronto on top of Boston as the Red Sox bat here in the top of the 6th inning. Brock Holt 0 for 2. He's grounded out to first base, grounded out to second. They're followed by Bogaerts and Ortiz here in the 6th inning. Grounded down the first baseline, off the glove of Smoke, stays with it and cannot get it again. Jumped away from him after hitting the surface, and reaching at first base is Brock Holt.
I would imagine this will go as a base hit for Holt. Right down that first base line, you see it took a bad hop on the backhand to Smoke, and then he's got no chance of recovering after that as Brock goes in with the head first slide at first base, but it came off that dirt pot again with a bad hop.
Only have called it a base hit. So first hit of the night for Brock Holt. Red Sox getting their 5th hit of the ball game, and here is Xander Bogaerts with runner at first, nobody out. But Cecil, the left-hander, up in the pen. Stroman working here into the 6th inning in this game. Again, went 5 innings in his first outing. Strike over the outside corner. Xander has grounded back to the mound and singled to right. Time call very late as Stroman was about to deal. Bogaerts hit it sharply to short, could be 2. To second to 1, on to first, it is 2. 6-4 to 3 in the twin killing.
Now very easy for the Blue Jay infield there. That ball hit very well by Bogaerts, but on one hop to Goins, the shortstop, and they've got plenty of time to turn this over.
Second double play of the ball game for the Blue Jays defensively. Stroman loved it. He is animated. So 2 down here in the 6th brings up David Ortiz. David has popped out to short, and he grounded into a 4-5-3 double play in the 4th inning with the shift on as it is now. In there for a strike, 1-1. And Marcus Stroman's pitching line brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. 5 2/3, 6 hits, 1 run, a walk, 3 Ks. About to throw his 80th pitch. And Ortiz went around, according to Brian O'Nora, third base umpire.
I don't think there's any question about that. Ortiz knew it. It started on a high fastball, could not check the swing.
One-two. Fouled off himself again. But Cecil no longer alone in the pen. He's been joined by Liam Hendricks, left-hander and a right-hander. Stroman trying to get through the 6th inning, has 2 outs. And ahead of Ortiz, 1-2. On the ground, foul. Travis Shaw waiting on deck. 2 down here in the 6th inning. A 1-2 pitch. Bouncing in. And it's 2-2.
I can't remember another changeup that he's thrown in the game tonight. I think that might be the first one. 84 miles an hour, bouncing it into home plate. He's basically been fastball, slider all night long, and that went up around the neck Rippinger.
Well, Tuesday is Fred Lynn bobblehead night at Fenway Park. All fans in attendance receive the special 1975 season bobblehead of the AL MVP presented by Old Dominion Freight Line. Visit RedSox.com for tickets. 2 down, David Ortiz waiting on a 2-2 pitch. Looked like it could have been strike 3, but it's ball 3 instead.
Yeah, I tried to cut fastball that time, so he's taking on a few more weapons here late in the ball game and cut fastball and the changeup. It's a strike, man.
4th full count. And Ortiz lines. It's caught. Into the shift, Ryan Goins. The shortstop makes the catch. 4-1 Toronto. Five hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He has walked 2, struck out 4. 88 pitches deep into his outings. He starts the bottom of the 6th inning. And Justin Smoke, Russell Martin, Ryan Goins scheduled to bat in the inning. Red Sox in the shift on the right side. Smoke had a 2-run double back in the 4th inning. Curveball starts him off, and this is high for ball 1. Smoke had struck out in the 2nd, but then that double that drove in 2 in the 4th inning. Smoke now, Martin next. To right center field. Bradley is going to see that fall in front of him for a base hit. It's time for a game break brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Tom? All right, Tom, thanks very much. Back here, a huge crowd on hand here tonight at the Rogers Center in Toronto for game 1 of the 3-game series. Blue Jays with a 4-1 lead right now. They get the lead runner on in Smoke. And here is Russell Martin, who will take ball 1. Martin 0 for 2 has grounded out to short and struck out. in there for a strike, 1-1. Lead runner had been on previously twice for the Blue Jays in the game, and in both cases that runner came around to score. See what happens here in the 6th. Strike on the outside corner.
A good location again with that fastball by Porcello, bringing it back to the corner, and this time getting it in the strike zone. A couple of pitches that were just outside the strike zone. He did not like the call, but that one had to be called a strike.
He had a conversation with Mark Rippinger at the end of the last inning. Was not animated in any way, just asking about that outside corner. This one is fouled off all the way down the third base line. Blue Jays got a run in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th inning. And the lead runner on here in the 6th inning. The 1-2 pitch to Russell Martin is fouled off to the right, out of play. The Bruins preseason kicks off this Sunday. Get your first look at the Bees' new talent as the fight for roster spots begins. It's the Devils versus the Bruins. Preseason coverage begins Sunday at 6:30 p.m.
Apparently Blue Jay baseball fans and Bruin hockey fans. Strange combination, isn't it?
Yes, it is. 1-2 pitch on the ground, and to his left is Holt. A stumble from his backside. The throw is going to go off the glove of Rutledge, and everybody's safe here for the Blue Jays.
Now Brock Holt could just never get to his feet or get into a position on his knees where he could make a good throw to second base. He gets to this ground ball, as you can see right here, but then after that, when the problem comes in, he goes down. He can't get a grip of the baseball. Once he does, it short hops to second base.
So a base hit for Russell Martin. 1st and 2nd now. Nobody out. And Ryan Goins, the batter. A triple to drive in a run his last time up.
Red Sox playing in, expecting the possible bunt. Shaw was in close at first base, and even with the bag at 3rd is Brock Holt.
Outside, 2-0. First action of the night for Boston. Matt Barnes up in the pen. Goins slices a foul into the seats. Single by Justin Smoke, single by Russell Martin. 2 on, nobody out for the Blue Jays here in the 6th inning. So tonight at an even 100 pitches. Season high 118. And a ground ball up the middle as Bogarts can't get it. It's into center field. Bases will be loaded. Little bobble by Bradley, but not running. Past third base was Smoke. They're loaded with nobody out now for Toronto.
That ball hit with overspin, and you can clearly see that as it got by Bogarts, the shortstop. I thought Bogarts was going to at least be able to knock this ball down, but you can see how it hits that dirt and just quickly gets by him. Nobody out. They're not going to take a chance of getting a man thrown out at first base. That's home plate, I should say, and they hold the runner, so a chance for a big inning here for the Blue Jays.
Well, Carl Willis heading out here to talk to Porcello. Ryan Barnes some more time in the pen. Three singles in this inning, bases loaded, nobody out. It would be Kevin Pillar with his Meeting breaks up. Well, with a double in the third, he flied out to left in the fourth inning and scored a run in this game. Red Sox season ticket plans are now available for the 2016 season. For information about becoming a Red Sox season ticket holder, call 617-226-6888 or visit redsox.com/season tickets today. Bases loaded, nobody out. And Pilar will take strike one.
Red Sox pull the infield in, can't afford to give up another run in this situation.
Bases filled with Blue Jays, nobody out in the sixth inning. Trouble here for Porcello in the sixth inning. On the ground to short. Bogart's coming home for the out there. A force out at the plate for the first out here in the sixth inning.
Now that's why they have the infield in. There's no way they get a double play on this ball. So Bogarts just comes home, gets the force out. Bases loaded down with the one out. And the Red Sox have a chance to get out of this with a double play.
Cliff Pennington, number 9 man. And a sacrifice bunt in the third inning. Flied out to right in the fourth inning. Swinging a foul tip for strike one.
Boy, Castillo's very shallow in left field, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Pennington down 0-2. Pitching about the same spot. This time he swings and fouls it back. And Revere waiting on deck. Matt Barnes warming in the pen for Boston. Porcello trying to get out of this bases loaded, nobody out jam. Now has one out. Bases reloaded. Bogarts came in to say something to Porcello. There's Barnes still warming in the pen. That'll get away. From third base comes Russell Martin, who'll score. Blue Jays take a 5-1 lead. Oh, bouncing by Swihart.
Tried to snap off the curveball that time and too much break to it. Swihart cannot knock it down. It gets by him as it comes up and bounces and hits him right off the mat. There's really not much you can do about that at all. How do you defend against that? And that runner coming in from third base, no problem scoring.
So second and third now, one out, a run in. And Pennington lifts the fly ball to left field. It'll send Castillo backpedaling. He will make the catch as tagging at third base is Goins. The throw goes to third, and the Blue Jays take a 6-1 lead. Sac fly for Cliff Pennington.
He was playing shallow, but even if he's playing back deeper, he's still not going to get anybody at home plate. That ball hit too deep by Pennington, and another run comes across.
Now 2 down in the inning. Runner at second base. Top of the order, Ben Revere, the batter. 0 for 3 in the game. He has struck out, grounded out, flied out. Kevin Pillar at second base. Pitch 110 is fouled back to the screen, and it's a ball and a strike. On the ground up the middle, Rutledge to the backhand, plants and throws, and a nice play to end the inning. With the Blue Jays add 2 runs, Toronto on top 6-1. At Children's Hospital towards a $25,000 commitment once again this season. CVS Pharmacy, the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. Rick Porcello, 111 pitches through 6 innings. As Travis Shaw leads it off here in the 7th. Carl Willis talking with his starting pitcher. Stroman back out there again, starting the 7th inning. Falls behind 2-1. Strike called on that inside corner. Shaw didn't think so. 2-2.
There's that cut fastball again. We've seen a couple of those over the last few innings from Stroman.
Well, the defense is aligned perfectly as Goins will get it there in time. So 1 down here in the 7th inning. I'll remind you tonight after our Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, Nikki Reyes and Lisa Hillary will break down the Week 2 matchup between the Patriots and the Bills. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do.
And what's new? Rex is flapping his gums again, isn't he?
I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah.
He did?
Yeah, he's got all kind of stuff to say.
1 down for Rusney Castillo. Castillo has reached twice in this game. Both times on a fielder's choice. And is down 0-2. A foul off to the right, out of play. Blake Swihart on deck. Red Sox batting here in the top of the 7th inning. Bounce in. Trying to block it was Martin, but it just kept on going by him. Walker, the pitching coach, alongside John Gibbons. On the ground towards shortstop. Goins plays the high hop and throws out Castillo, 2 down. Attention Red Sox Nation, there's a reason why the Boston Red Sox and the rest of America run on Dunkin', because our coffee is consistently smooth and delicious. Boston Red Sox run on Dunkin'. 2 down here in the 7th inning for Blake Swihart, who was grounded out to first and singled to center. Well, a liner to right field. Bautista is there, and he makes the catch for the out that ends the top of the 7th inning. 6-1 Toronto. Subaru dealers. Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Thank you, New England, for 60 great years. And by Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. Well, roof open now here at the Rogers Center in Toronto. CN Tower above the stadium. 6-1. Blue Jays have the lead. As this call to the bullpen brought to you by Kia as Matt Barnes into the game. His 26th appearance, 3-4 with a 6.43 earned run average. First pitch swinging is Josh Donaldson, fouling it back. So Barnes comes in after 6 innings for Rick Porcello, who departs on the hook, having given up 8 hits and 6 runs. Ground ball by the mound up the middle, and it is on the backhand, and Rutledge gets it, but has no play, and Donaldson will have a base hit.
Second hit of the night for Donaldson. He gets a slider that time from Barnes, and right between Bogaerts and Rutledge. Rutledge makes the play on the shortstop side, but nowhere to go with a throw.
Lead runner on here for Toronto in the 7th inning. This is Jose Bautista. There is strike one. I saw Matt Barnes Monday at Baltimore with an inning and a third. He may have been hit, had a strikeout. Marks his 5th stint with the Red Sox this season. In his 25th game, 22 of those in relief. Fly ball to right field, down the line, and Mookie Betts into foul ground to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Well, make NESN.com your new home for fantasy football news and analysis. Our experts' weekly strategies and injury updates are sure to help you dominate your league this fall. Visit NESN.com/fantasy and start chasing that championship. One on, one out, and Edwin Encarnacion, the batter. 0 for 3 in the game. A swing and a miss. Tardy on that 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, obviously the Blue Jay hitters seeing more velocity now from Barnes than they did from Porcello. More sinkers from Porcello. Straight fastballs from Barnes in 96, 97.
Fouled off to the right out of play. Encarnacion grounding into a double play in the first inning. Reached on an error in the 4th inning. Came around to score the 3rd run. Then struck out looking in the 5th. There's Justin Smoke on deck. Reaches up to get that pitch and fouls it off. Right now he's ticketed as your tickets to all Boston Bruins, Boston Celtics, and New England Patriots games. Visit aceticket.com for the best seats at the best prices. Ace Ticket, it's more than a ticket. Popped up, foul ground. Swihart with a play. Now he gives way, and Shaw makes the catch. So 2 down here in the 7th inning on the foul out by Encarnacion.
It's a good thing they opened the roof because that might have hit the roof. That was hit so high by Encarnacion.
Two down for Justin Smoke.
See Swihart going for it, looking up, waiting. Finally Shaw comes in, calls him off, and a much easier play for him.
Smoke struck out looking in the 2nd, doubled to drive in 2 in the 4th inning, then singled in the 6th inning. Action for the Blue Jays in the pen. Liam Hendricks up alone now. Brett Cecil have been alongside. Stroman got through the first 7 innings, throwing 96 pitches. Chance for his 2nd straight win. Back to the bag at first is Donaldson. Off balance cut there, and it's 1-2.
Fooled him a couple of times on changeups. Actually, more of a split grip there, but doesn't have the action of a split-fingered fastball.
Runner goes. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. Ends the bottom of the 7th inning. Toronto has a 6-1 lead. It's time for the box score. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Back in the beautiful city of Toronto, where the Blue Jays hold a 6-1 lead over the Red Sox into the 8th inning. Liam Hendricks, the new pitcher now for the Jays, 52nd appearance. 5-0, the 2.58 earned run average, 63 strikeouts, 10 walks. Opponents hitting at .237 against the right-hander. Takes over for Marcus Stroman. He went to 7 innings, 6 hits, a run, and walked the batter, struck out 3. Looking pretty good in his second outing back after the ACL tear that had him out all year.
Yeah, very good, Don. That's a huge boost for this Toronto Blue Jay club going into the stretch.
Foul off to the right, out of play. In honor of David Ortiz's 500 home runs, Alltown will double their $500 donation to the Cystic Fibrosis Multiple Sclerosis Fund. Alltown is New England's premier healthier convenience retailer. Rutledge fouls it back, still 0-2. More action behind Hendricks as Aaron Luke and Aaron Sanchez both warm in the pen. Ball 2 strikes to Rutledge. Barnes pitching the 7th inning. Red Sox have action in the pen. Heath Hembree. Ball coming right up and in, ends up hitting the bat and is fouled off. Well, tomorrow morning on Dining Playbook, check out Davio's in Foxborough and find out why you should make it your meal before or after a Patriots game. Plus, Jenny tries rooftop yoga. That's all on Dining Playbook tomorrow morning at 9. On the outside corner for strike 3.
Let's take a look at a little recap at how some of the runs were scored in this ball game tonight. Justin Smoke on Porcello going into the opposite field at the left center field, drives in 2 runs. Ryan Goins in the same inning, a triple on a changeup, a high changeup. He drives in a run, and another run coming in on a wild pitch from Porcello. Breaking ball in the dirt, comes up, hits fly hard in the mask. Another run scored.
Jackie Bradley Jr. has struck out twice in this ball game tonight, facing Liam Hendricks for the first time tonight. And it's quickly down 0-2. Its attendance 47,126, a sellout here at the Rogers Center. 47,126 for game 1 of this 3-game weekend series. Evens up at 2-2 now to Bradley.
I imagine they probably have full house all weekend here. 4 o'clock start tomorrow, 1 o'clock on Sunday.
9 of the last 10 home dates for the Blue Jays have been sold out. Fly ball center field. Kevin Pillar headed over into right center now for the second out of the 8th. It's time now for the Geico Red Sox moment, honoring the 75 season of their 146th game. Red Sox beat the Tigers 3-1. Lou Tion threw a complete game and struck out 10 for the Sox. 2 down here in the 8th for Mookie Betts. And a single in the 3rd inning, 1 for 3. There's 1 of 6 Boston hits on the night. 7 in a row now retired by Blue Jays pitching. Ball and a strike now to Mookie Betts. Well, Wade Miley on the mound, matched up against R.A. Dickey. Miley will be looking for his 12th win of the year, 11-10. Well, Dickey is 10-11. Ground ball by the dive. Donaldson at third base down the left field line. Then Revere over to play it on the ricochet, but at second base with a 2-out double goes Mookie Betts, his second hit of the night.
Yeah, pulling the ball both times. First time between third and short. This time right down the third base line past the dive of Donaldson. Bounces off the wall out there, but by the time Rivera gets to it, Mookie Betts in easily with his 36th double of the season. So a nice 2-for-4 night tonight for Betts.
Aaron Sanchez up alone now in the pen. Rockhold, the batter, has grounded out to first, grounded out to second. Last time up, reached on an infield hit. Strike called. Flared foul off to the left, out of play. Well, tomorrow at 3, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. TC, Jim Rice, Steve Lyons with hitting tips from Hanley Ramirez. No 2 pitch. And Holt strikes out, gets away from Martin. Will fire down to first for the put out, and that's strikeout number 2 for Hendricks. It's 6-1 Toronto. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. It's on to the bottom of the 8th inning back in Toronto. 6-1. Blue Jays at the lead. Red Sox onto their third pitcher of the night as Heath Hembree comes into the game. 15th appearance, 1-0 to 4.19 ERA. 11 strikeouts, 3 walks. Opponent sitting at 257 against Hembree. Hembree retired all 4 batters he faced on Tuesday night in Baltimore. Inning and a third of perfect work at Camden Yards. Now foul back and above us. Off the bat of Russell Martin. Martin has grounded out to short, struck out swinging. Last time up, reached on an infield hit. Ryan Tepera, right-hander, up in the pen for the Blue Jays. On the ground to shortstop. Bogarts to his left. And he retires Russell Martin for the first out here at the bottom of the 8th. Well, tomorrow at 3:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. TC, Jim Rice, and Steve Lyons will preview Wade Miley's start against the Blue Jays. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? One out in the 8th inning, and it brings up Ryan Goins. Rounded out to first base in the 2nd, tripled to drive in a run in the 4th inning, and singled and scored in the 6th inning. Well, Ryan Tepera has been joined by Aaron Sanchez, who's back up. In there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Six runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Blue Jays. A run, 7 hits, an error for Boston. Cleared foul, evening the count at 2-2. Be sure to follow Nesson on Instagram today to see all things behind the scenes this Red Sox season, and be there as the Bruins gear up for the puck drop. Follow Nesson at Instagram.com/Nesson. Two-two pitch. In there for strike 3. Goins takes with him the first strikeout for Heath Hembree. 2 down.
Very nice location by Hembree with the fastball that time, going away from Goins, the left-handed hitter, and picking up that outside corner. Swihart set up outside, right into the middle.
All right, Dick, you get the start here tomorrow. The late afternoon baseball, 4 p.m. start. Red Sox and the Blue Jays. 2 down in the 8th. And Kevin Pillar takes strike 1. Pillar doubled and scored in the 3rd. Flied out to left in the 4th inning, and then reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th inning. Liner foul, 0-2. Bouncing in and kind of hitting the side of Swihart. Falling down was Hembree.
Look, he caught a back cleat as he went down on the pitcher's mound. Take a look at that front foot. Just gave way on it. Turned his ankle, maybe. Try to get off that ankle as soon as possible by just falling down.
Warm-up tosses so far. I think he is good to go. Tonight's game summary brought to you by Xfinity. Rick Porcello is on the hook tonight. 6 innings, giving up 5 earned runs. Of these 6 that he allowed, 5 were earned. Stroman 7 innings, giving up 1 earned run. Smoke 2 for 4. Goins 2 for 4. Blue Jays getting 3 in the 4th inning. It was their big inning, but a 6-1 advantage here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Emery says he is all right. They head here. Ball and 2 strikes to Kevin Pillar. That one is up and in.
Supposed to be down and away, instead up and in on Pillar.
Oh, fly ball to center field. Bradley is out there waiting, and he makes the catch. It ends the inning. We're headed for the 9th with the Blue Jays on top 6-1. Close innings. Open umpire Mark Rippinger.
A couple of pitches that were off the outside corner that Porcello wanted for strikes, and he's just curious where the outside corner is tonight, so he can have a better idea going back out there what's going to be called and what's not going to be called.
Well, it's the 9th inning, and the Red Sox trail by 5 runs. Xander Bogaerts leading it off here in the 9th. New pitcher in for the Blue Jays, Aaron Sanchez. 34th appearance, 7-6, 3.10 ERA, 54 strikeouts, 42 walks. Opponents hitting at .223. There's a pitch in there for a strike. On the outside corner. Mets have a 4-1 lead over the Yankees tonight, so this score holds up here. The Blue Jays could move ahead of the Yankees by 4.5 games. As Bogaerts goes chasing and strikes out of the 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Let's take a look at the Toyota play of the game.
Now Ryan Goins getting a changeup from Porcello. A high one gets on top of it. And makes his way into third base with the triple. That all coming back in the fourth inning when 3 runs scored for the Blue Jays.
One down to the inning, and David Ortiz, the batter. Blue Jays into the shift on the right side. David 0 for 3 in the game, has popped out to short, grounded into a double play, lined out to short. Now pop up, foul off to the left hand, out of play. Very high, missing with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Stroman, the starter, pitcher of record for the Blue Jays tonight. 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run. Walked the batter, struck out 3. On the ground, left side, nobody's over there. It'll be Donaldson who runs it down, but it's going to be a base hit for David Ortiz. They're in the shift. So 1-out single for Ortiz.
Ortiz takes a bow for that. Just a little swerve down that third base line. And nobody there to cover.
One out, one on. Travis Shaw, the batter. He walked in the second inning, single to center in the 5th. Grounded out to shortstop in the 7th. Castillo waiting on deck. Red Sox batting with 1 out in the 9th. Fouled off, 1-1. Two and 1. Sanchez, who at one time was in the rotation, bounces this one in there and falls behind. 3-1. Surrendered 4 runs in 21 innings pitched since moving to the pen. Oh, it's hit just 157 since the move to the pen. Struck out Bogarts to begin the inning. Ortiz with an infield hit. Now Shaw will line out to first base. Smoke with a diving catch. 2 down in the 9th.
Smoke has also been a nice addition to this Blue Jay club. You know, he's got the power to hit some home runs. Defensively at first base, he's only made 3 errors. That's a top spin line drive sticking on him very quickly, but he's able to make the catch.
Two down, and here is Rusney Castillo. There is strike 1. Big crowd of 47,126 to their feet. Grounder foul, and it's 0-2. Outside, ball 1. Castillo fouls it off to the right. 97 on the fastball, and he stays alive. H. Swihart hoping to get a chance, waiting on deck with 2 outs in the ninth. Swing and a miss. Castillo strikes out, and the Blue Jays win. The Red Sox dropped the first game of this 3-game series. And if things hold up in New York and the Mets are able to beat the Yankees, then the Blue Jays would enjoy a 4.5-game lead atop the American League East as they win this one 6-1. We step aside and come back with more from the Rogers Center after this.